This is our we're waiting for the live confirmation face. It's always delayed, isn't it? And then it finally gets there and we have this waffle going on. Right, we're live, Danny. We're live.
Oh. Hello, world. We're live.
We are live. We are live. And I would say most of my live skills are based on the trainings and experience of the lovely Helen, who I've known for years now, having wandered into her LinkedIn world in, I think it was 2018.
The old days. Love it.
The old days.
The old version of me.
I think that was that mustard jumper, Helen.
It was. That was a classic. I only threw that away last year when I moved.
Did you?
I was like, I need to throw that away.
Yeah. Oh, I hope there are many photos of it. You should have framed it. Yeah. Right. I'm just tagging. Let's do a highlight. Hello, we're here. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Oh, I'm going to hit record as well. That would be good. Record to the cloud. Yes. So welcome, Helen Tudor. Yes.
Thank you, Jen Thomas. Thank you for having me today.
Oh, I'm so excited about this. For those of you that were just watching on the live, sorry, I'm going to repeat myself. I've known Helen, I think, since 2018, when I was pretty fresh into my business. I was just about 18 months into my business then. Oh, baby Jen, baby business. And God, I'm nearly 9 years in now. Here we are. And Helen, early on in my world, was a huge positive influence, really helped me get my shit together. And in a velvet booted kick up the arse kind of way, which suits me perfect. And she really helped me with my ideal client work. It was huge, made such a massive difference for me. And I'd had a 20-year career in marketing, in corporate. But I, as many people watching this, I'm sure, will appreciate, marketing a global business with a £2 million budget is a little bit different to marketing your own business as a one-person Wonder Woman. So, Helen, over to you. Let's talk about your journey with ideal client attraction, which is your jam.
It is my jam. Thank you, Jen. And thank you for those kind words. I always find it so fascinating to hear other people's experiences of me, because I just show up and do my thing, right? All day, every day. And people take from that what they will. So it's always really interesting when people come up to me and they say, oh, found you in this time and this was happening with me and this is how it made me feel and then this is what's happened since. And I just feel like that's such a gift, isn't it, to just show up and do your thing and then impact people kind of like worldwide, good and bad. I'm not saying everyone's like, oh, Helen's amazing. Lots of people didn't have a great experience with me, but I'm just like pretty oblivious, you know. I just show up and do my thing and then I hear these stories kind of like after the effect. So I think it's always really, really fascinating to hear your Helen story, if you like. So ideal client work, I think some people who are new to me might think it's a new thing because I was very famous as the LinkedIn person. I ran that business for about 10 years and made a lot of money teaching LinkedIn strategy and became kind of synonymous with LinkedIn and wine and, you know, and lives and 5-day challenges, you know, during that period. And I think when I've transitioned into like ideal client being the focus, that's only really been a positioning thing rather than I'm doing a whole new thing, because ideal client has been a part of everything I've done since the 90s. So in the 90s, I was in recruitment. So when I was in recruitment in the 90s, I pioneered, I believe, ideal candidate attraction. So what I used to do when I used to go work with clients, speak to clients, was like, let's map out your perfect dream candidate for this role. And they'd look at me like I'd lost my mind, because they'd be like, we just need anybody who fits the person's specification and the job description, Helen. Like, we don't need to go into any more detail than that sort of thing. And like, we've already done that. And I was like, no, these are two pieces of paper that explain like what you want this person to do and who you want this person to be. But actually, who do you really want them to be? Like, what do you really want to do? And how would the perfect fit look? And let's draw, I used to say, let's draw a safe space around this. We're going to go through a process of just mapping out this dream candidate, this one ideal person for the job. And we're not going to say we're not going to work with, we're not going to, encourage other applications, of course.
Mm.
But let's just get the team together who's going to be working with this person and really get them to kind of talk about who would be the dream person. And I kind of started that, and that became the whole part of my recruitment journey, really, was to talk about this on this level with clients. Then when I moved into sales and marketing, working in my own business, well, I was a reflexologist for quite a while, but even when I was a reflexologist, I used to think about my dream perfect client and spend time in ideal client energy without really even knowing what I was doing. And then when I went into marketing and sales and marketing, again, I used to get people to draw their perfect ideal client. Because I was like, yes, all these people you could work with, just like you could recruit all these people over here, but who is the dream person for you? You know? And
Mm.
then when I moved into, I did Facebook ads for a while. Again, we used to do ideal client work within that. And then the LinkedIn stuff, when I used to teach people LinkedIn strategy, it always started with ideal client work. So it's like,
Mm.
it's been the golden thread, as I guess we would say, through
Yeah.
everything I've done forever, really.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it, yes, now it feels like it's the sort of bullseye thing that people are coming into my world from because of the book, and I've wrote the book on it. It's like, but it has been a thread that's been running through every business that I've had for forever, really.
Yeah. Wow. So would you define this now as your purpose?
Oh, my purpose is to make loads of money and to have loads of peace. Like, my purpose is very self-led, you know? It's like,
Right.
how can I give myself the most money and the most peace in the easiest and most fun way possible? And for me, teaching ideal client and the spin-offs from that, so like expert identity, expert positioning, expert authority, which are like my kind of like my programs that we hang our business on now, is
Mm.
all really about me having the most fun and making the most money in the most easy way possible for me. So it's all very
Yeah.
I'm on a mission for millions of people to know my work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that if I keep myself at the center of my mission, then the ripple effect will be magnificent and millions of people will benefit from my work. And I
Right.
think that's actually the most important thing about the book. The book is not about your ideal client, the book is about you. Ideal client work is not about your ideal client. That's the biggest myth. The ideal client work is about
Right.
you. Like, we
Right.
need to start putting ourselves back in the middle of everything that we do, of our mission,
Yeah.
our purpose, our passion,
Yeah.
our values, everything. We're so conditioned to say, like, oh, I'm here to make an impact, I'm here to make a difference, I'm here to help people. Of course. Are we not? Do we need to say that? Like, we're all here, aren't we, to make a difference, make a purpose, to live our life on purpose, no?
I would agree with you in terms of certainly, that's how I work. But I've also worked with a lot of people who don't share that service orientation and being at their center. They're
Good
not my
for them.
clients.
Good for them. I feel like
Right, right.
I feel like good for you, because that's how you want to show up in the world. Good, because
Yeah, yeah.
you are
Yeah, because
by being like
we
that, you are staying true to yourself. You are in alignment with yourself.
yeah, yeah. So what I want to circle back to, because I think it was really interesting, is you've made quite a bold statement. That is, my purpose is around making shitloads of money and being being self-led, right?
Inner peace. Inner peace is the
In
more
in a
important thing.
peace, yeah, peace and money and peace, right?
But they're both two sides of the same coin.
But for some people, and then kind of went on to recognizing that ideal client work isn't about the ideal client work, it's about you, right? Which is a very bold thing
Mm.
to walk into and walk towards. And so do you think that those two kind of aspects of boldness. Do you think that's maybe what scares people into admitting perhaps what their sole purpose is and being able to do that deep ideal client attraction work?
I think people have just been so conditioned to not think about themselves,
Yeah.
and I feel like
Yes.
it's ruined us all.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. We
You know?
talked about it on my last conversation with
I mean, I speak to
Nicole
women,
last week.
particularly women, not just women, but I speak to women every day who have given it all. Yeah, and
Yeah.
they've got nothing left for themselves. They
Yeah.
are all of the things to all of the people all
Yeah.
around them in every way, and they just give, give, give. And they are good people doing good work. They are heart led, mission centered,
Mm.
beautiful earth angels, and they are knackered. And I mean,
Yeah.
they are so
Burnt out
tired
and
and
fucking
so
broken.
burnt out and so exhausted, and nobody's looking after them, nobody's supporting them, nobody's giving them what they need. They're not even able to ask for what they don't even know what they need. They're so far removed from who they are and what they need because they put it, they're not even, it's not even in their, it's not even, I spoke to a woman only today. She's like, I don't even know what I like to watch on the telly. Because there's, yeah, because there's always someone else to consider, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like,
So do you think this interrupts their own identity?
oh,
Like they just don't know who they are anymore.
no, they don't know who they are. They don't feel like they deserve to put themselves at the center. This is why money is the conversation we all need to be having more of. This concept that money doesn't buy happiness is like wrong. Like money
Yeah.
brings loads of happiness. It brings
Yeah.
loads of peace. It brings loads of
Yeah.
joy. It brings loads of opportunities. Like when did we start becoming this martyr to
Yeah.
I'm just going to be brilliant but broke and that's okay because it's not about me. It's about all the people. It's like fuck off. Like do you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah, it's
that's why we're so
about
tired.
and yeah, all these amazing, talented, gifted, awesome women are also saying the put your oxygen mask on first,
Yeah.
right? But they're not doing it for themselves. So what do you think stops them?
Fear. So if I
Mm,
put myself first, what happens? And I've been here millions of times, right? I'm not preaching from perfection. I'm saying this is like a woman who's in it. You know what I mean? A woman who's just like sat in the pub and my husband going like, what about my emotional needs? And he's just like, for God's sake. It's
More
like,
wine.
yeah, he's like, have another wine, you'll be fine. And but you know, it's scary, isn't it? But to be
Yeah,
selfish is terrifying because what if
especially for women, I think.
yeah, what if I stop giving everyone everything? Like I put a boundary in place, everyone gets pissed off because they're not used to it. That doesn't suit them,
Yes.
you know? Even
Yeah. And
I
then
don't
who
want
am
that.
I?
Yeah, and who
And
am I?
then,
Yeah, if I'm not this giving, loving, caring person that everyone has benefited from this whole time, then like who am I and what do I want and who do I want to be, you know? And I think I have to care about my client in front of me and I need to make them care about themselves,
yeah,
you know?
right. Because
And I
that's
can
what this work is
do that.
about, right? It's
Yeah,
empowering them. It's
yeah,
always about empowering the other person. It took me fucking years to
yeah.
really embody that. Like this,
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I'm
I've
not
got to
here to
embody
do.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because there'll be so many people that will hear me say, my mission, my purpose is to make as much money as possible and have as much peace as possible. And they'll be so triggered by that. They'll be like, oh, that is so bad. That will make them feel so horrible on a soul level because they'll be like, ugh. But all it is a mirror to them to say, babe, you deserve all the money. You
it's,
deserve all the peace.
yeah, it's a golden invitation
It is.
to recognize this is who you are, and she's awesome. She's so awesome, and she's so capable and so incredible, and I certainly, I believe, incarnated and, arrived on this earth at this time
For
to
such a
be
short
that.
time. You're here for such a short time.
Yeah.
The older you get, the more funerals you go to, the more
Yeah.
you realize that this is just a game. It's just a game you play, and you get a dice to play with, and it's your own game. It's your own snakes and ladders board. There's going to be
Yeah.
snakes, going to be ladders. You roll the dice, and you can change the game anytime you want. And as
Yeah.
soon as the game is over, the board is packed away, and you've forgotten about. So, like, literally, this is it. This is it. Like,
It's
nobody's
it.
going to care. Nobody like people will stand around and be sad and say how great you were and how kind you are and how you helped them and loved them and supported them, which is lovely for your immediate people, right?
Mm.
But what about when you're here? You know, how can you love and support and care for yourself? And the money conversation is one that I think we all need to have, because I've made a lot of money. I've made millions of pounds. You know, I've made well over 3 million now, probably taken into four. And you know what? Not all that money has given me joy and peace.
Mm.
Like, it's not, you know, there's been ways I've earned that money that haven't given me joy and peace. So it's
Yeah.
about making lots of money in the most beautiful way possible for me, not for other
Right.
people. All the money I've made that's not given me peace has been money that other people wanted me to make. I got the money but not the peace, and that's not the equation that I'm striving for, you know.
Right. Right. But you had to journey through it to get to that realization.
Yeah,
Right.
of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's part of the game, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Which I think a lot of us are, if you're a business owner, you are going to learn and you're going to go on that learning curve that it is about experience. It's about what you choose, what you decide, what you feel. And there is nothing like doing that as a business owner to fast track you through
Yes.
that,
I
right?
was thinking that it's the biggest, having held space for thousands, if not millions, of entrepreneurs now over the last
Yeah.
decade, like in a really intense, intimate way as well, like, you know, in a real
Mm.
nuanced way. There's just so many. There's so many. It's just like one big experiment. It's just like one big episode of Big Brother, like all rolled into one. It's weird. It's like a big social experiment to see what being a business owner does to people, like in
Mm.
on a mind, body, spirit kind of way, you know?
Right. So do you think being able to emotionally detach from the experience and observe it through the perspective of the game, does that enable you to what?
Well, being able to detach from it and observe it for the game that it is, right, allows you to play a bigger, bolder game. Because if you came here with the same chips you're leaving with, then you've got absolutely nothing to lose.
Hmm.
You know, you've got
Hmm.
absolutely nothing to lose. So it
Right.
enables you to take bigger risks, make bigger decisions, make bolder moves, just for the fun of it, just for the hell of it. Like, one of the reasons why I burnt my LinkedIn business to the ground and rebuilt myself as the new identity is just for the fun of it. Yeah.
To experience it.
Yeah, because I know, having done it, is that when you start on your expert identity, kind of like a new game, so you get a new board, right? So your square 100 is, I'm now not the LinkedIn person anymore, I'm going to be the ideal client person, right?
Hmm.
And my whole board now is a new board. You
Yeah.
know, my square 100 is a different square 100 to when I was a LinkedIn person. You know,
Right.
I wanted to have 2,000 people in my program
Hmm.
just to prove I could. No reason, no big
And
mission, just to prove I
yeah,
could.
and it is just that it's that choice, isn't it? And I think so many of these women we were talking about earlier, and I have very much been that woman in and sometimes still am,
Yeah.
is that we forget we have a choice.
Hmm.
We're so used to the conditioning and the people pleasing and the proving our worth and proving we're good enough and all of that jazz that we forget we have a choice
Yeah, every day,
every single day, right? And
every
that
minute
we
of every day. 'Cause
right.
yeah,
And and that it's okay that it's not easy. The amount of times I've done that, in my meditation work, doing the why the fuck can I not choose the thoughts I want to have?
yeah, it's not meant to be easy. That's not the game. The game is not meant to be easy. The game is meant to be played.
Yeah.
And part of the game is that it's not easy. If it was easy, it would be no fun. Nothing worth having comes easy. You know, I'm a brown belt in kickboxing, and
I remember
it
you
was
doing that.
it
Yeah.
was hard to get there, and I'm not a black belt yet because it's hard to get there. But if and when I eventually do, it'll be a decade or more of my life of training. You know, it's
Yeah.
not easy. And but it means something then. Why would I want something? I want it to be fun, but I don't think I want it to be easy, because if it's easy, then anyone could do it. And if anyone could do it, what makes me special, you know?
I do. I do know. But I think there is equally that, well, if I let it be easy, then it can be. So I think perhaps it is the bridge then between the grounded reality and the away with the fairies unicorn manifesting that we experience in the spiritual community, that it is the okay, if I choose it to be easy, it's going to be easier than what I'm currently thinking it's gonna be. Like I now come to the position of, if it's not going to kill me, I'm going to do it.
Nice. It is. Sometimes we do
Yeah.
things that could
Well, there's that,
very
right?
well kill us, kills.
Don't tell my mum, but yeah.
But that's the
Because
game, and that's the thing. It's like I don't want people to play the game like me. I want to play the game which feels good to them. So everyone's got their own one. One big realizations for me from teaching strategy for so long, and now not teaching strategy really. I mean, I do like I have lots of training that are strategic, and I've got
yeah,
a strategic brain. But really, I mean, I don't want to teach strategy. I've done it for 10 years. What I want
yeah,
to teach is energetics and
yeah,
how to hold yourself so that you can perform to whatever
right.
level you decide, right? So how to kind of like work in a way that feels good, looks good, and does good. You know,
Yeah,
because strategy will only take you so far. So one of the things that I've really been working on and writing the book on and all the stuff is this concept of energy, personality, bandwidth. What I didn't realize when I was new to business, I was like, just do the thing. Why do you not just do the thing? I want to get 2,000 people in my program. I got 2,000 people in my program. I did the things I needed to do to get there. So I just was like, I just do the things and I get the
mm,
result.
right.
I tell you to do the things, you don't get the result. And that's like for anyone who's ever had a course program, been a mentor or strategist, that will ring true because you'll be like 80% of my students get the
Yeah,
result, 20% don't. And I
yeah,
think the easy ride in being a coach, mentor, trainer, whatever, right? Influencer, if you want to call it that. The easy ride is to focus on those 80% and be like, wow, look at all these people who did what I told them to do and got a great result, right? And that's what we all do, and that's definitely what I've done in the past. But really, in
mhm,
the dark night of the soul, it's like, well, what about this 20%? Is it
right.
easier to gaslight them into thinking it's them? You didn't do the work, you didn't show up, your ideas a load of shite, you didn't do whatever it may be, right? And that there is part of that, of course. But really, why did they not get the result? What about the good people with the good ideas and the
Yeah,
good, what about
yeah,
those people? So I spent a lot of time with those people in the last 10 years. And to my detriment in some ways, I used to say like, oh, I can't keep working with these people who just aren't getting it. But when I work with them on a deeper level, what I realized from able to speak to them and energetically, so I work energetically, so I'm like in their energy, I was able to see and feel exactly
mm,
why it wasn't working because I didn't want it to work.
right. For loads and loads of different
Loads of
reasons,
reasons,
right?
yeah, but
Yeah,
mainly this concept of like energy, personality, bandwidth. They weren't able to do the things I told them to do because they didn't have the available energy, they didn't
mm,
have the right personality, or they didn't have the bandwidth. And until
mm,
some like pretty bad things happened to me in 2020, with my children, and that took away all my energetic bandwidth, I didn't really understand that concept until I did. Like
right.
so
Yeah, I
when
mean,
when things happen that take up your attention emotionally, spiritually, like logistically, energetically, and you realize that you can keep running your business, but it is just like a cardboard cutout of a business because you're just showing up and doing the bare minimum you need to do to keep the lights on when your energy is elsewhere.
right. And there is nothing like setting that intention, that goal, and the universe going, all right, darling, here you go. You're going to experience this to 20 times, 30 times, 50 times the level of the people you're going to help so that you can embody it, own it, and smash it, right?
Exactly, yeah. I'm
And
almost
that's
learning
that
it.
ripple effect you were talking
Yeah,
about as well.
this is it, yeah. So my sort of like the way I'm here to work is to learn and teach in the quantum field of all happening at the same time. Some people like learn and then they execute and then they come back and then they teach. I'm literally like learning, teaching, doing, speaking, manifesting all in the moment. So it enables me to be an extremely impactful and chaotic teacher.
Right,
Yeah.
because the majority of us, particularly if we're entrepreneurs, we're impactful, we're chaotic.
Yeah.
And that, our energy is, going out in lots of different directions. And to your point, that can only be golden and strong and connected if you're able to hold that
Yeah.
in your physical body, your spiritual body, your energy space, without the inner child going, and all that. But you're gonna die. You're gonna die.
Yeah. This is not safe. Red alert. Red alert. Yeah, of course. Or like I got the tarot card. I was having my reading with Tash Lancaster, who's like my kind of
Oh
like
yeah, yeah,
in
yeah,
my pocket tarot concierge, I think she calls herself.
Yeah,
Um,
nice. Yeah.
and I can't remember which one it is, but it's the Nine of Swords or something. And it's just this guy, he's like bleh, dead on the floor, surrounded by swords and covered in blood. And she pulled that and she was like, "You're tired." I was like, "I am so tired." You know, and that's okay because it's just we can't do all the things all of the time.
You
But you know
can't
what?
do
My
all the
clients are
things.
tired. My audience are tired. So
Yeah. But
then when I
isn't
tell people I'm tired, they're like, "Me too." So it's kind of like it's
and
a
isn't that the most boldest move we can ever make? And just go, yeah, I'm doing all the things and I'm fucking knackered.
yeah,
So I'm going to stop doing all the things. That for me is the boldest move I've ever made and ever seen business owners make.
yeah. It's
Because
honestly like
we're leading the way, right?
yeah.
What we're creating is not easy. We're creating this huge paradigm shift and leading the way, and it's going to be tiring.
Yeah.
And that selfishness, that looking after you first, choosing you first, right, has to be, for me, has to be at the core of that.
And this is why you can't just deal in strategy. And that's what I realized. You've got to deal in energy because I'm the dead on the floor person because I am tired. And why am I tired? Look at my diary. My
Mm,
diary, which should be non-negotiable Zoom zero days, is full again. So it's like that's that. It's just a warning light. That's all it is. A warning light on the dashboard that says something slipped. A boundary has gone. You are giving too much. You are doing too much. You've got it, and then you just go back to your spiritual gym. You
mm,
put above the line. I talk about this in the book. Like there's above the line, below the line. Above the line is things that you can see and you can say, and you
yeah,
say that is a thing. So that's really simple for me to say. Right, I am going to go back to having three zeros a day, days a week, da, da, da. And that is a hard boundary I'm putting in place. That's a
yeah,
strategic thing. But an energetic thing, it's like I haven't been for a massage for ages. Like I've not been doing my daily practice, like that
hmm
I teach. I've not, and whatever it might be. And then all I need to do is just go back to my practice that suits me,
yeah,
and then before I know it, I'm back in flow. I'm creative again.
right,
I'm writing
right.
content that knocks people's socks off again, and all that kind of stuff. So it's just being really self accountable. I think self aware, and the more I explain how I manage myself and how I hold my energy and I hold space for thousands of entrepreneurs at once. So like if I can do it and I can teach it while I'm doing it, then people get a lot from that and able to take it. Because what I don't want is anyone to look at me and think it's easy for you because like it's the work still the work is the work at every level.
Yeah, absolutely. And that, the spiritual gym as you call it, in our world has to be the non-negotiable.
Yeah.
It's energy first, energy, emotions, thoughts, feelings. That has to come first. That's the foundation. And as we blaze this trail of batshit bonkersness and a paradigm change, I think that it has to be at the foundation. It has to be at the center. Otherwise, as we've all learned, we fall over, burn out, repeat the same patterns, go back to what feels safe and familiar, even though it's a pile of shit, and we know
Yeah.
it is.
But the thing is, I can only explain what's happening for me. Everyone else has their own things. So like you'll know you're out of alignment because you'll go back to self-sabotaging behaviors. And
Yeah.
it will be stopping doing the things that make you feel good and doing the things that make you feel good in the moment,
Mm.
but don't make you feel good in the long term. You'll go for the short term win because you're not doing the long term strategic spiritual work. And one of the
Yeah.
questions I ask a lot of people when they come to me completely burnt out is, what have you stopped doing that you used to do? And they'll always think of something. They'll be like, "Oh, I used to do this thing. I used to go to this class. Or I used to do this thing. I used to spend time doing this thing, and I've not done that for ages."
Right.
Right. And that's
Yeah.
the thing. And then it's so easy because then you're just like, we'll just put that back in. And it's like, okay, yeah, it's easy. It's not about
Right.
there's no complex answers to this stuff, but it is just about being really self-aware and self-conscious and self-accountable. Don't come to me and say like fix all my problems. It's like come to me and say like I feel a certain way, which is a warning light on the dashboard. So we just need to just have a look back and see what's changed.
Yeah, and recognize that maybe if it is that meditation class, that sound bath, that massage, that,
Whatever it is, your thing.
tarot, whatever it is,
Yeah.
that you've let it go because you've not valued it highly enough. And if you've not valued it highly enough, it's because you're not valuing yourself highly enough. And that for me is the biggest, like you called it, like the red light on the dashboard. It's like, the indicator, the golden invitation, like, here you go. And if you ignore it, engine failure,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And nobody
Exactly.
wants that. We're done with that. We're done with that.
Nobody wants that.
So, darling, we could sit here and chat all day, and I'd love to. Um, but we're not going to. So, what is the one thing that you would like everybody watching this to take away?
Oh, put yourself at the center of everything. It's just
Yes.
everything. So the one thing I want you to take away from this is I'll write this down. If it doesn't serve me first and most, it goes.
Yes.
And that's
Full
that's
stop.
the
Full stop. The
non-negotiable.
end. No
That is full
negotiation.
stop. The end. No but. It's like if it doesn't serve you first and most, it goes. And as soon as you start, when you see it, you can't unsee it. You look at something, write down all the things that you do for other people. Like, does this serve you first and most? And
Mm,
this is you have to, anybody in your life who makes you feel a certain kind of way. Yeah, anything you sell that makes you feel a certain kind of way. You know the feeling. You don't need me to
yeah.
tell. Anyone
Yeah.
in your diary that makes you feel a certain kind of like, when I said that, people, obligations came to mind straight away.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
of them might be your family. So I'm not saying cut your family off. What I'm saying is like put boundaries in place so that you don't resent yourself. Like, I'll give you a really simple example, right? I love my family. I love my extended family. I love my husband's family. I'm so lucky to have them. I love them so much. Yeah. On Saturday, I was invited to a dinner and I said no. And I said no because I wanted to take my 20-year-old child, well, she took me actually, she drove, to the fireworks because I just love fireworks.
Yeah.
And I
Amazing.
stood there, and the first one went. I always makes me feel emotional because I was just stood in the field, and I was fed up because I forgot my sparklers because I'm just an absolute child. And then the first firework went up, and I went, and I felt that joy, that feeling of like my inner child was just like it's fireworks. And then there's a big bit of like the finale. I was just like, and I just had this like, and I looked up and Katie was looking. I don't know if she probably doesn't even care about fireworks, but she just came for me. She was looking up as well, and all like her face was lit up, and we had Harriet and Harriet's boyfriend and Harriet's friend with us as well. I don't know, just standing in the fields watching. And I just remember, and one bit went, oh wow, and just that childlike. And it's not that I don't love my sister-in-law and want to go for dinner because I've been a million times and I love her to absolute death. You know what I mean? I've got but for me, selfishly, little me, little inner Helen was like, I don't want to miss the fireworks. So
Right.
I didn't do the
Good.
grown up thing, and because I could have gone, but I would have been sat there. There'd be an element of me thinking, "I'm missing the fireworks. I really wanted to go and see."
Right. Right.
And what you
Yeah.
find is when you start saying no to things without explanation. I didn't say I'm not going to come. Well, actually, I did say I said I'm going to go to the fireworks, but you don't need to explain yourself.
No, you don't
What
have to
you realize is
justify
other
anything.
people don't care that much about
Yeah.
what you're doing. You are the
Right.
person.
Exactly. And what I've learned is when you say no to that inner child, that is you're saying no to you, and that you're just recreating the same pattern over and over and over again. Like that when we were growing up, you weren't seen, you weren't heard, you weren't valued. Well, fuck me, if you're not gonna do the same for yourself now, how
Exactly.
can you do the same for your clients?
We pour ourselves into parenting differently and we
Mm.
forget to parent ourselves. We
Right.
forget to look after ourselves and our own needs and treat ourselves like we're our most precious child because we
Yes.
are. And I think, you know what? I do believe this, and this is another trigger sentence, but I don't care. I'll stand by it. Making money is easy.
Yeah, it
Making money
is.
is
It
easy.
is.
You
If you
can make
choose it
money
to
doing
be.
anything. I can help you build a business in any way, doing anything you want. But you've got to decide what you want first before we build a business around it. So many people
Yeah.
I see build businesses that make them miserable and they think that's it. It's like, that's not it. It's like being in a relationship that's toxic. It's like, that's not the only relationship you're ever going to have. You don't have to stay married to him forever. You can leave and you'll be better on your own and then you'll find someone even better. But you've got to work on yourself first. It's such a cliche in relationships, but it's the
Yeah.
same in business. If you're in a business now that you hate, that's toxic and makes you feel like you've just given yourself another job that you hate, but it's even worse now because you haven't got anyone to bitch with over the coffee. It's like you get
So
to
true.
choose, right? You get to leave that job, work on yourself, don't make the same mistakes again, put your boundaries in place, and you go again, and you
Yeah.
build a business that's like. like I am with Stu, my second husband. I'm like, oh, this is what it's supposed to be like. And it's the same in business. You can try quite a few. I've had lots of different businesses, lots of different iterations, and they all feel very different. So like you can have a business that feels like the best relationship you've ever had, as long as it aligns with who you are. And the
Yeah,
other thing is to remember you change every day. So the business you set up a few years ago just may not align with who you are right now. Your identity will have
100%.
moved, your ideal client will have moved, and that's why it feels all jarring. And you sort of think, well, I love this business, so why don't I love it anymore? And what do I need to do? You know, use the relationship analogy, like how do I need to change? How can we get back to it? You know, like we just need to go on more date nights. We just need to do this. We just need to stop arguing or whatever it might. Just need a holiday or a baby or move house. You know, you
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
try to fix the business that you're in. Sometimes it's better just to let that business go and just start
Mhm.
anew, or start just put new boundaries in place and just have a
It's
different
yeah, it's
iteration of you.
deciding.
Yeah,
It's
evolve.
deciding, isn't it?
Yeah, let yourself
Evolve,
evolve.
decide, and believe in it. Because once you've decided, then as long as you are aligned to that decision, right, and your thoughts, your behaviors, your actions, your
Yeah.
belief systems are aligned to it, it is easy. So it's so easy.
Yeah,
I've
and you won't
proved
believe
it
how easy
myself.
it is. When you're in flow, it's like this is easy and fun. This is what I mean. I'm talking about money and peace, not
Mm,
just money. It's like you can't believe it's like having an out of body experience when everything's in flow, because it's so good and
yeah,
it's so fun and it does feel easy. Business itself is not easy as a kind of like as a hobby, but like there'll be days that feel so easy and so
yeah,
fun and so exciting, and you're just making money as a byproduct of that. So it all starts
that's it. Yeah.
to come in, you know, and I think people think business is the business that they're in, and that's like saying the relationship is the relationship you're in. Think about the
Mm.
relationship you're in when you were 16. Like you wouldn't be in that relationship now, right? Because most people, because unless you change and evolve together and you know everything stays perfect,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
very rare. So you got to look at it like, you know, what do you need now? Not what do your clients need, what do your clients want, what do your audience want, what do your audience need, what do you need right now? And when we strip that back, and that's really what it's what the book is about, it's what Expert Identity Blueprint is about. It's all about not about doing more, it's about thinking more, about feeling more, and
Mm.
taking a minute to yourself, because we get so busy doing more, more, more. When things don't feel like they're working, we try and do more, 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 instead of thinking, well, let's do less for a minute, like literally 3 minutes. That's the practice. Let's do less for 3 minutes and have a listen, hear what's going on in there, because that's the biggest thing, isn't it? We don't listen to ourselves, and that's why we
Yeah.
wonder where there'll be a warning light, and then there'll be a, you know, somebody's shouting and screaming at you, and you're just not listening. So there's it's all there inside of you. You know, I don't have all the answers, you have all the answers, but I hopefully hold spaces and create spaces, places, and opportunities for you to go quiet enough to listen.
Yeah, awesome. So, what are those places people could come and find you, those opportunities, those spaces?
Yeah, so please come and find me on Facebook. That's my spiritual home. That's where I live and love
Me
and
too.
share my
Me too.
content that is 20% killer, 80% filler. So most of it's just crap about me and my life. Don't come if you want the best content strategy. Well, it is the best content strategy in my opinion. But anyway, but occasionally I will write a post which will make a lot of people sit up and take notice, and it'll speak to you on a soul level, which is the intention. Please buy my book. Have one to hand, which is cool. So please buy my book. You can get a free book. Jen, I will give you the link, so you don't need to give me any money. But if you want to, you can obviously buy a copy as well. It's Ideal Client Attraction. This is my life's work so far. And we do a free 5-day challenge where you can come and have a longer experience, like a mini break with me, really. 5 days, 5 live with wine. We're all talking about expert identity, completely free. Obviously, we'll try and sell you expert identity blueprint as part of that. But yeah, come and have some time out to think about who you are, who you want to be next, not forever. Who do you want to be next, and how do you build a business around that that feels fun and easy?
Amazing. Helen, thank you so much, darling. Thank you. And I'll send out the recording and the replay and all the links. Fantastic. Thank you.
Darling.